Let's kick things off with some wild fight week drama that nobody saw coming. Alex Pereira, a man known for letting his fists do the talking, actually had plenty to say this week, and what he said about Josh Hokit, it might be the most surprising headline of the entire fight week. Pereira is stepping into the biggest fight of his career this Sunday at the White House, challenging Ciryl Gane for the interim heavyweight title and chasing history as the UFC's first ever three-weight world champion. But even in the middle of all that pressure, Pereira found himself dragged into the Hokit circus. And here's how it started. Back in May at the UFC Freedom 250 press conference in Newark, Hokit rolled up and tried to go viral at Pereira's expense. He delivered one of his rehearsed rhymes, clearly looking to pick a fight and manufacture some buzz. But Pereira didn't even flinch. Stone cold, didn't give him a single thing. What actually happened was Ilia Topuria stepped up and launched a water bottle at Hokit, and that was it. Security removed Hokit from the stage, and he wasn't even allowed back for his face-off with Derek Lewis. Not exactly the moment he was hoping for. Then this past Tuesday, Hokit spotted Pereira at the Fighter Hotel with his father present and went on a foul-mouthed rant right in front of him, on camera. The footage went viral almost instantly, so at Wednesday's media day, reporters naturally asked Pereira about all of it. And his response was something else. He said, and I'm paraphrasing, that he doesn't even like talking about this guy, but he's been hearing things that suggest Hokit may not even be part of the UFC after this Sunday's event. Quote, "He's gonna fight Sunday, but I don't know, I've heard some things here and there. It may not even be worth talking about him, because I don't think he's gonna be here." He also pointed to the fact that the UFC serves a massive audience, families, children, and suggested that Hokit's behavior crosses a line that the promotion simply cannot keep tolerating. Pereira's not the type to throw shots off the back of controversy, so when he's the one saying this, you have to take it seriously. It didn't take long. Within hours of Pereira's comments going public, Josh Hokit was on X, and he came swinging. His first post, he might actually be a simpleton. "I just signed an 8-fight deal, so you can run, but you can't hide." Classic Hokit. Unbothered, unfiltered, and fully leaning into the chaos. Now, whether or not Pereira's information is accurate, Hokit is making a pretty compelling counter-argument. An 8-fight deal doesn't exactly scream on his way out the door. That's a serious commitment from the promotion, and it signals that at least on paper, the UFC sees long-term value in what Hokit brings to the table, even if that value is mostly chaos. He didn't stop there either. In a second post, Hokit pointed directly to his heavyweight clash with Curtis Blaydes back in April in Miami, a fight that many are already calling one of the best heavyweight bouts in recent memory. Quote, "I gave the UFC the greatest fight of all time, so why would they cut me, you idiot lol?" And look, he's not entirely wrong. Fans lost their minds watching that fight. If Hokit can deliver that kind of entertainment value inside the cage, the UFC has every reason to keep him around, even if he's a nightmare to manage outside of it. But here's the bigger picture. Hokit isn't even focused on Derek Lewis this week. He's supposed to be preparing for a fight with the Black Beast, one of the most dangerous knockout artists in heavyweight history. And instead, he's spending his energy poking at Pereira, going viral at the hotel, getting kicked off the stage at press conferences. That might be the most dangerous story here. Hokit is treating Lewis like a speed bump on the way to a Pereira fight that hasn't even been booked. In heavyweight MMA, that kind of distraction can get you knocked into next week. We'll find out Sunday whether the chaos fuels him or costs him. The main event for UFC Freedom 250 is a lightweight title unification bout, and the whole combat sports world is watching. Ilia Topuria, the reigning two-division king, takes on two-time interim lightweight champion Justin Gaethje this Sunday at the White House lawn. The betting odds make it clear, Topuria is a heavy favorite going into this fight. And honestly, when you look at his recent run, it's hard to argue with that. Knocked out Charles Oliveira at UFC 317. Before that, he dethroned Max Holloway and Alexander Volkanovski in back-to-back performances that left the MMA world speechless. Joe Rogan, who will be cage-side calling this fight, went on his podcast this week and basically said what everyone's been thinking. He called that run the most legendary streak he's ever seen, and he gets why Topuria is being treated like an untouchable favorite, but then he issued a warning, a real one. Quote, "Don't think that Justin Gaethje can't win. Anybody can lose in an MMA fight. People get hit." And then Rogan brought up something that not everyone remembers, Jai Herbert, a fighter most casual fans barely know. In an early fight, Herbert caught Topuria with a head kick in round 1 and dropped him. Topuria got back up and finished the fight, but it proves the man is not invincible. Rogan's point is simple. Gaethje is not just a tough fighter, he's a different kind of tough. He described him as a warhammer, a guy who genuinely loves the chaos of a fight, who walks through shots that would finish most people, and who has absolutely nothing to lose going into this one. Gaethje has been hunting undisputed gold for years. He's held interim titles, he's headlined massive events, he's been in wars that fans will never forget, but that undisputed belt, it's always been just out of reach. Sunday is his shot, and if there's anyone on the planet who could walk into the White House and pull off an upset against one of the most dominant champions in UFC history, it's Justin Gaethje. Don't count him out. All right, and finally, the betting scandal that had the whole MMA internet talking this week. Did Arman Tsarukyan just drop $1 million on Justin Gaethje to beat Ilia Topuria? Because viral footage made it look very much like he did. For context, since 2022, UFC athletes have been completely banned from betting on fights. Any fights, doesn't matter if they're on the card or not. So when a clip started circulating online that appeared to show Arman Tsarukyan placing a $1 million bet on the UFC Freedom 250 main event mid-live stream, people understandably lost it. But Dana White stepped in to squash it on the Full Send podcast. When asked directly if Arman had actually placed that bet, White was clear, no. What the footage actually shows, according to Dana, is one of Arman's buddies making the bet, not Arman himself. Quote from Dana, "It is one of his buddies that bet. One of his buddies bet $1 million on Gaethje." And what's crazy is a lot of these betting apps, they don't even let you bet $1 million. So Arman, for now at least, appears to be in the clear. Whether that explanation fully holds up to scrutiny is another question, but until the UFC says otherwise, there's no official violation here. White also used the moment to tell his own gambling story. He revealed that earlier this year he had been seriously considering a $10 million bet on Anthony Joshua and was ready to go all in. Then the Tom Aspinall versus Cyril Gane fight ended in an eye-poke no contest at UFC 321 last October, and Dana had a reality check. He said watching that no contest made him think, what if something that random and unlucky happens in a fight you've staked everything on? And just like that, the $10 million Joshua bet never happened. White's message was clear. In MMA, and in combat sports betting generally, you truly never know. A single moment, a single slip, an eye poke, a leg dive, a freak injury, and it's all over. No amount of money guarantees a result in this sport. That's it from MMA Time. Thanks for watching. Don't forget to leave a like and subscribe for daily MMA updates.